Running changed my life in 10 ways. Today, I'm gonna share what those are and the impacts it's had on me over the last 7 years. Running is not easy, specifically when you're an overweight person. Running is not an easy sport. However, it does have life-changing effects on the body and your brain. And I didn't know any of these things getting into it. Habits matter. That is the first thing that I figured out. I mean, if you don't have a habit in place, if you don't have a system in place, then I found that I would just stray. Like, I wouldn't have any real kind of purpose in my day. I had no structure in my day. My day just unfolded just the way life does, and I didn't have anything in place. Like, I had things in place for my work, right? For business, that was in place. But I never worked on a routine, a habit, some kind of structure for myself to improve my life. It just kind of, the day just unfolded and nothing really was in place for me. And I found that very difficult navigating, because to be a runner, having a habit, having consistency, having, something that you do each and every day physically made a difference for me. It helped me become structured. It helped me become more focused in my fitness and about putting myself first. I realized the more I moved, the better I felt. And whether it was just going for a walk or it was going for a walk run, it really didn't matter. It just, what mattered was the more that I moved my body, the better I felt as a human being. Like, it's hard to describe, but I don't know if you're anything like me, but I find that if I go a couple of days without moving my body in a purposeful way, that I just kind of feel like crap, and my day doesn't go as well as I would like it to go. So yeah, that was a big thing, is noticing these effects that walking, running, the combination of both, just movement in general, had on my well-being. It really made a difference. Next one you're not gonna like, but I realized as I became a runner, if I was gonna lose any weight, it wasn't gonna be by running. It was gonna be what I was putting in my mouth, what I was putting in my body, right? I mean, I could do all the running I wanted, but if I didn't have a healthy outlook on food, then that would cause me a problem. Now, whether you're eating vegetables, whether you're eating all your meats and your grains and all the other things in between that we need to have as a well-balanced diet, I decided the route that I was gonna go down, I was gonna go vegetarian. Meat, I found, was really not sitting well. The digestion of meat really wasn't helping, and I kind of started to get turned off by meat with a lot of the factory farmed kind of meat that was going on. So I made a mental decision saying, look, you know what, let's kind of eliminate that aspect of it. So that made a difference with the way that I was feeling. Getting rid of all the processed foods really showed me, look, eating whole foods is the way to go, because the more whole foods, like the more apples, bananas, avocados, nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds and things of that nature, the more that I ate kind of like that, it really, wow, I felt like a different human being. And I was still getting my calorie intake. I had a lot of beans in there as well, but tofu, tempeh, so there was no shortage of like protein, right? I got more than enough protein in my diet. But the thing I noticed was I felt better. I felt lighter. Like mentally, I felt clearer. I didn't have like that brain fog. My skin started to change, right? I had a lot of psoriasis, and that started to disappear off of my knuckles and my elbows and things like that. So the more I stayed away from a lot of the processed grains, it made a big difference with how I felt. And then with the running that I was doing and the walking, the combination of those things really started to help with the weight loss that I started to accumulate. And it really started to come off because like I wanted to lose 100 pounds because I was really 100 pounds heavier, and it really sucked going for a run or a walk and having all that extra weight on my knees, and it was kind of sloshing around. It just didn't feel good. So yeah, realizing that the food that I was putting in my body
was harder
really wasn't,
than I thought
really
it was
wasn't helping
be.
me. When you have a lot of weight on you, like I had 100 pounds on me, and that to me was that was a daunting experience to say, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to run the Boston Marathon. I got things I want to achieve. I got goals I want to go after. It doesn't happen in a snap of your fingers. It takes dedication. It takes time. It takes patience. And these are things that I had to learn along the way to reach the goal of running my first marathon. Now, again, running has taught me, again, the whole patience side of things. It's also taught me, you know, when you're dedicated to doing something, you can achieve greatness. And losing weight, if you look at it as 100 pounds that I have to lose, that's like a big weight to think about. But if you just think about every week, if you lose a pound in a week, that's good. If you lose 2 pounds, that's even better. But if you just know that it's going to take time, you're not going to freak out about the whole aspect of, my gosh, it's taking me forever to lose all of this weight. It just takes time. Patience, Dave, patience. Becoming a runner has taught me to be more relaxed, right? I have been probably the happiest I've ever been. Yeah, I am so off the beaten track, guys. I'm so lost. And I'm so sopping wet. Oh, I just ran through a bog or something like that. Anyways, still trying to find my way out of this place. Whew. But it's good to be out on the trail, even if I'm doing the Barkley Marathon right now. And if you don't know what the Barkley Marathon is, yeah, look it up. But this isn't really a Barkley Marathon. This is just me getting lost by running. And my wife normally says, honey, have you gone out for a run? And typically that she asks me that is when I start to become grumpy or irritable. Yeah, running has really taught me to be more mindful, more present, more tolerable, more kind. It has really helped me with a lot of those things. And you know, in my line of work, I need to be the best version of myself so I can give to my clients. And so by going for a run and improving myself and working on myself, it makes a big difference in how I present myself to people around me. And I'm a very positive individual. I look at things very positively in my life. Now, don't get me wrong, we all have our bad days. We all have those moments of despair. However, I do default to positivity. There are some days that are better than others though. But running really has taught me, or has really helped me become more of a kind person. I became really good with time management. Knowing how much I needed to run to see improvements, knowing how much I wanted to run, and how much time I actually had to run, it all kind of intertwined together because I needed to improve. I wanted to get better as a runner, but I also needed to make sure I could put in the time. And this leads into the next one, and that's sleep. I underestimated sleep for so long. I always kind of came from an environment where you just kind of cram, you work hard, you sacrifice sleep, you get up early, you get things done, and you just keep going and going. Well, I tell you, man, it may be fine if you're in your 20s, but holy smokes, did that take a toll on my body? The amount of stress that my body was under was intense, absolutely intense. So running really put a laser focus on a lot of these things. to make sure that I wasn't running too much, but I could also make sure that I wasn't burning out to make sure that I got enough sleep. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I don't know if you can relate, but to me, these things really all kind of came together with running, because running really pointed a lot of these things out. It pointed a finger and said, you need sleep, you need rest, you need to make sure that you can prioritize your time to make sure that it fits into your schedule without getting you stressed out, burned out, and injured. Another way that running has changed my life for the better is it's introduced me to a whole new group of people I would have never met before, inspiring people that I look up to. It's been an amazing journey, and the trail running community is just phenomenal. Absolutely grateful to be part of that community and the friends that I've met. They've helped me achieve goals that I never thought I'd be able to do before. And even the road runners, they've been able to help me in ways that I didn't think that I could either. I mean, lots of great people in that community. And again, I'm very grateful to have met everybody. Believe it or not, running helped me read the labels that are on food and to know what I should be consuming and what I shouldn't be consuming. And there's a lot of sugar in these things. This isn't mine. This is my daughter's. But the thing is I had to be more aware of what the labels were saying. Labels mean a lot. They show you what's in the food. But the problem is I didn't know how to really understand what it was telling me. I didn't realize that there was like over 100 different names of sugar. I didn't know that sugar was in a lot of things that I really shouldn't be consuming. So running helped me figure these things out. And as I became more aware of what was in my food, I started to pull out the things that weren't making sense, get rid of them, and incorporate the whole foods that I needed, so that way my body could recover, it could regenerate, it could help me become a better runner and a better person by giving me the nutrients that I needed that I was not giving it before. No wonder I was a mess. Running has really helped me with my anxiety. I do have a lot of anxiety in my life. I have a lot of stress in my life. And yes, there is some depression. We live in a climate where we don't always have a lot of sunshine in the wintertime, and then in the fall when it gets dark. You know, northern hemispheres, you got to make sure you get enough vitamin D. And that is something that I've always struggled with. And I've mentioned it on my channel before. So running has helped kind of put that like a laser focus on that, because I've gone and I've gotten test results to see where all my markers are, and I wouldn't have done that before. Running has allowed me to be a little bit more critical on the things that I read. I'll actually make sure that what I'm reading, I know what I'm reading, but I have to have a critical eye on it, because not everything that you read, not everything that you see on the internet, not everything that you see in a video, including mine, is correct. It's my perceived notion of what I think is correct. And I am a very open book to wanting to learn and to understand, looking at the source of where medical publications are coming from, who paid for them, right? Who's writing these books? Who's talking to me, right? I can back up everything that I've been saying with my fitness, because I'm an open book. I share my experience. I show you my Strava results. I show you my Coros results. I'm an experiment of one wanting to be better. And I'm always grateful for you to share experiences that have happened with you. And so I always take a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit over there and a little bit from everybody. And I kind of form my perception based on that, not because one book tells me this is everything I'm ever going to know. No, it helps me form my opinions. I also have other experiences that may be counterproductive against what I just read. So again, I have to be very open-minded, critical, be just a critical thinker. And it's really done that for me. I love running. Running's like the best. I am so much more knowledgeable when it comes to heart rate and understanding my body because I've become a runner. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't even have this channel if it wasn't for me wanting to become a better runner, me wanting to be more consistent with my running, me just wanting to help other people. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for running. Like, running is flippin' awesome, and I just love it. I don't know what more I can say other than it's amazing. Running has taught me to be patient. Look, Rome wasn't built in a day, and nor is my fitness. It is an accumulation of a lot of things. And to be patient with consistency is very, very hard. And that's something else that I've learned. I'm learning new things every day, and this is just a list of some of the things I've learned. And I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch, but I'm just kind of talking from my heart over the last day and a half here, and just wanting to share a bit of me, a bit of, you know, things that I am very grateful for that running has taught me. So what has running taught you? What have you learned in terms of being a runner? Running has taught me that I can achieve even more if I'm dedicated to the cause, I'm consistent, I have patience, I eat well, I sleep well, I do the hard things, I can push through hard things. My brain tries to shut me down when things get hard, but I can physically keep going. I've got it in me. But sometimes you may not have to listen to that as well. Like, I mean, running an ultra marathon was really hard. It was really far, and I had to dig deep to push through to achieve something I really wanted to do. And it's like that in life, right? It crosses the barriers from not just fitness and running, but into life. So I learn so much from running that I can apply into my current just business life, family life, personal relationships, life, everything. Running has done a lot for me over the years, and it continues to never surprise me. There's always something else I need to learn. And if you're wanting more information, this video on the screen right here, I think it'll help you in your running. So, like I always say, get out and run.